Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you again for joining Johnny's Angels YouTube channel. Thank you for clicking on the video and just watching it. Like this video, share this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to build up my subbies. I guess that's what they call it in YouTube world. I'm trying to build up my subbies. So I definitely would love your help if you want to see my opinion on the stuff on TV and life and just things in general. Today I just wanted to stop by real quick. I don't think I'm going to be on here very long, but I just wanted to talk about Watch What Happens Live that happened on last night on Father's Day evening after the finale of Married to Medicine. Andy Cohen had Quad and Dr. Contessa as guests on the show. And the most, the sound bite that was taken from that episode was when he asked the ladies their opinion on Porsha Williams and Simon Gabardia. I think I always mess up his last name, so please forgive me. When they asked the opinion of, how did they feel about it? And Contessa went a little too strong for me. I'm just gonna be straight up about it. Like, we get it. Everybody's not gonna agree with what Porsha and Simon, relationship, they're not gonna agree with them. They're not gonna agree how it evolved. They're not gonna agree with it because of the antics of reality TV and how it was positioned that Fallon was Porsha's friend and she went behind her friend's back and stole her man. Whatever you wanna believe, but if you don't actually have a relationship with these people or know these people, you can have an opinion, but to outright call somebody stupid was just tacky and tasteless to me. And I just really feel like Contessa has been trying really hard to secure a spot next season. Y'all have heard me talk about this before on some of my other channels, and I truly believe production told Contessa, you better bring it. And now that the show has wrapped, what better way to continue to stay on the radar is if you beef with what Nene called the one, who is now Porsha Williams. Porsha Williams is that girl. She is the one. She was the headline in the story for Atlanta's reunion. Like, every part of that reunion was about Porsha. And so in reality, I just really feel like Contessa felt like, this is my moment. I need to have a moment. She has constantly been on this show making moments, which annoys the hell out of me. I haven't watched this season like I usually watch Married to Medicine, because Mariah's not there. And then when I tried to give it a chance, it was Contessa getting on my damn nerves, her and Heavenly, but mainly Contessa. And it was just crazy because what was annoying was, her just randomly bringing up that Scott's cheating, or the Crystals were telling her that Scott was cheating. Like, it was just the randomness of it all. And I know people have their opinion and they say, oh, Scott is a terrible husband. He's not even trying to talk to her. These are reality shows and they are edited. Let's be clear. He may have said something, and hell, he may have not said anything, because he may have been just as confused as we are that, she's putting him on the spot to talk about an alleged affair that is not making sense. And then, to say the child was walking around saying daddy has a girlfriend. I mean, why are you putting your marriage on the line? You clearly don't need the money. Why are you guys on this show? We know that reality shows is like the Grim Reaper for happy marriages. And I'm also really tired of this destruction of the Black home on TV. But that's another story for another day. That's all we see is this destruction of the Black home, and it's supposed to be for entertainment. And it's not funny. It's not fun. It may be juicy at first, but as it becomes fabricated, for a storyline, it does happen naturally. So it is a part of life. But this just seems a little too orchestrated. You haven't been giving us nothing this whole time, but this season you want to give. And it's not giving what it was supposed to give because Dr. Scott is confused. Very confused. It just feels like he's like confused, but his wife wants to be on the show, so he's going to play along. That's what I'm getting from it. And so with all that being said, getting back to what I was talking about the Watch What Happens Live episode, I give props to Quad for saying, wait a minute, I know Simon and I know Porsha. They're good people. They are of a certain age. They've been through marriages before. Porsha has had long-term relationships that were during their marriages, in addition to the marriage that she had with Cordell. And it doesn't take that long. You know, we always have heard a man, you know, doesn't take that long to determine if he wants to marry you or not. And let's just also be clear. Engagement is different than an actual marriage. Okay? The reason why I say that is that, yeah, you can give me a promise ring, which is what a engagement ring is. It's a promise to marry, right? You can give me a promise ring. You can give me an engagement ring. But what if we don't get married for 2 years from now? You know, there are people, i.e. Contessa, who courted and dated lengthy, did everything right, but they still don't know their partner. Because clearly she is alluding to the idea that she doesn't know Dr. Scott, that they're going through changes. So if she wants to use that theory of, you know, you guys don't know each other, you're on reality TV basically saying you don't know your husband anymore, that you've been married to for years and had 3 children with, and courted and dated and went to medical school with and whatnot. So kind of, you know, chops your theory right in half that Porsha doesn't know this man. Now, do I think Porsha's situation is ideal for me? No. But to be on national TV and to rag her and call her stupid and make it seem like she literally said, my 12-year-old wouldn't do that stupidity that Porsha did. Like, ma'am, you going a little too hard. You want to have a Twitter beef with Porsha. I see it. You think going after the one is going to make you relevant. Now, I have to say, I am a Porsha stan, okay? But I'm also not biased, because when this first dropped, I'm like, how the hell am I going to defend this? Porsha with Fallon's man. Like I call it how I see it, you know. But to be fair, Porsha is my favorite on the show right now. My absolute favorite was Phaedra. And of course, Nene. So, like, you know, as you watch these shows, you have different favorites at different times. And you may say who's currently on the show out of the cast, who you would rock with. And that's who I would rock with out of the cast, would be Porsha currently. But I definitely, you know, can call a spade a spade. If you do something wrong, then I'm going to call you out on that. You know, it's so many things that people do. You know, that's why Kenya continuously tries to have beef with Porsha. It's not because she genuinely has beef with Porsha. She knows that it's going to get her camera time. It's going to give her a storyline. She knows that Porsha and her have been going back and forth online before. So it kind of allows us as the viewers to, well, does not allow us as the viewers to, like, think about anything else other than, you know, them while they're on a hiatus or while they're trying to film for the next season. And that's, you know, Married to Medicine. That just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, that you would just call somebody stupid for their life choices that they made. She could have easily said, you know, that's not for me. That's not what I would assume an engagement is. But hey, if it works for Porsha, good for her. You know, I'm not trying to dictate what people say, but that pretty much said the same thing that she was trying to say, but in a non-confrontational way. When you say somebody is stupid and you continue to attack and attack and attack, you want a reaction. And that is what Dr. Contessa wants. She wants a reaction from Porsha, so that way she can get into some kind of Twitter beef or have some kind of issue with Porsha to guarantee herself a spot next season. She probably has already guaranteed that spot. You know, people are probably going to want to follow up on this storyline. I personally don't care one way or the other, because I feel like it's fabricated. I feel like let's go back. We've never seen any of this kind of behavior from Dr. Scott. He's just kind of been a even keel guy. He's just been like going with the motions, hanging out with the guys, drinking. I actually really enjoy the camaraderie that they have on Married to Medicine with the husbands, because it reminds me of that era on Atlanta Housewives, when you had Peter and you had Apollo and Todd, and they had their own little boys clique. And, you know, it was actually, they had like an episode, like they did like a special episode. I think they were going to give like Apollo a spinoff or something, but they were like in a cigar lounge or something. I mean, I really enjoyed watching them have their own friendship and you know, with Greg and them, and they just kind of stayed out of the women's business, but did their own thing and had their own issues, which was good. I mean, New Jersey does that too. Jersey, the husbands have their own little group. To be honest, I enjoy watching Jersey for the men scenes more so than the women's scenes when you watch Real Housewives of New Jersey. So just from the scenes they've shown of Scott, he never, and we don't know them personally, right? But this was something that was just not, you know, an issue, you know. Talking about cheating on the show, this is not the first, you know, cheater pumpkin eater situation. I mean, you had Curtis first, and that was genuine. It felt genuine. It looked genuine. How, you know, he was saying Dr. Jackie didn't have time for him. It just seemed real. And then the reconciliation was real. Okay. Quad and her husband, it actually hit the blogs, and then they had to talk about it on the show. So that seemed real. And then, you know, you get to Contessa, and then, what was it? Not this week, but the week prior, she's sitting and talking to Quad and Dr. Jackie about cheating husbands when she doesn't actually have proof that her husband is cheating. It's just a circle effect. And she's like, you got divorced, you went back, and I'm just going to put my head in the sand. Who says that? It's to continue to perpetuate this storyline so she can continue to carry it from episode to episode to episode. Who wants to destroy their family for fame? I don't know. That's what it's coming off as. For me, if you really care about your family and your husband and your children, get off reality TV. You know, like I said in a previous video, I commend Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly, let it be known, her marriage is off limits. She'll give you what you want for the ratings. She'll cuss this person out, that person out, go off, talk about that person mama. But y'all ain't gonna talk about her daddy and her marriage, because her marriage is perfect. Step away. She laid that out there. Like, we're not gonna do that, but I give you some other stuff. Contessa tried to beef with Toya. That got old and tired. She couldn't really beef with nobody else because Mariah wouldn't let her beef with her when she was on there. Y'all remember that scene when Contessa inserted herself when Buffy was crying and they were in LaToya's closet, and they were trying to console Buffy about, you know, the ongoing situation with Dr. Jackie and the infertility and the miscarriages. And then Contessa just comes in and grabs Buffy by the face and says, get over it. Like, who says that to a woman who can't carry a child full term? That was the most heartless thing I had ever seen someone do, especially for her to be a doctor to deliver the news in that way. The bedside manner was atrocious, if that's what you give your actual patients. But needless to say, that was an example of insertion for a scene. We've seen her do that on what you call it, the reunions. Sometimes the issue didn't have anything to do with her, and she just kind of started talking so she can be a part of it. It's really annoying, you know, at this point. If you don't have a storyline, ma'am, then maybe this isn't for you. You know, just outwardly going after people and it's not genuine, and you don't really have a beef with that person, it's annoying. I think that's why these reality shows are getting boring now. Like, again, I do reviews on Encore because I like it, because it seems genuine. They put these people in a house. All these people have these flamboyant personalities, and they put them in a house, and we're just watching what happens. That's pretty much is what, and yeah, they're giving them assignments. They gotta record an album, and these are artists. So yeah, you know, you are going to have something come from that, but it's genuine. This, you know, my husband cheating just out of nowhere. Nobody heard anything. It ain't like one of the girls came and said, hey, I think Dr. Scott cheated. No, she was giving that to these women. If these women weren't in the same circle, don't you think somebody would have heard that? Like I'm just saying, like, that's the type of stuff that's how you bring a story. She brought her own story and tried to perpetuate it. And now I guess she may see, I don't know if it hit right. Let me go after Porsha on the other show. But I really commend Miss Quad for sticking up for Porsha, because in reality, yeah, if you know these people, then you might think they were a good fit for each other. Also, it's not anybody's life. We don't really know. We know Simon and Dennis, were business partners at one point on something, or they worked together. So the familiarity is there. We are only able to see what they allow us to see on these TV shows. And anybody agreeing with what Contessa did, in my opinion, is just an automatic Porsha hater. You just automatically hate Porsha, and you want to continue to perpetuate this stereotype or this narrative that it was just a bad idea. Even if you genuinely feel like it's a bad idea, that's okay. But to call somebody stupid and to compare them to your 12-year-old child, and you don't have firsthand knowledge of the situation, is just a little sad, and you're poking the bear. You have a platform. Yeah, we have talking heads on Twitter, on Instagram, fans just saying anything. That's one thing. But you, ma'am, on Bravo with a platform, did this on Watch What Happens Live, so you can get reposted, get retweeted, and so you can invoke a reaction from Porsha. And I hope, Porsha, I only got 20 subscribers, but I hope you see this and do not respond to her. Burst that bubble. Do not respond to her. Just continue to flood our timeline with your birthday pictures, with your fiance, and do not respond. Don't give her what she wants, because what she wants is a Twitter beef to make her relevant. She is not that girl on her franchise. So, she wants to be that girl, but she's not that girl. You're that girl on your franchise. Like, whether you like Porsha or not, she was the person carrying the season on her back. And to be quite honest, on Married to Medicine, I don't care what nobody say, Lisa Nicole carried Married to Medicine this season, which I'm very confused as to why Lisa Nicole was not on the reunion. Because just think about it. Everybody had beef with Lisa Nicole. Dr. Simone, beef with Lisa Nicole. Dr. Heavenly, multiple beefs with Lisa Nicole. Neela, beef with Lisa Nicole. Quad and Lisa Nicole, I think, exchanged words at some point. I am not understanding why Lisa Nicole is not on this reunion. Like, what are they going to resolve at this reunion if you're not bringing the source of the conflict? But it is what it is. They need to bring Mariah back. They need to bring back the one from that show. Although, again, I do love Quad. And honestly, I was tired of Quad and Mariah back and forth. But their reads go unmatched. That it just does. Their reads go unmatched. But yeah, I definitely feel like Mariah should be involved in this show, because it was her show. It was her idea. And they can't negate that. That's her intellectual property. And yeah, so I don't know. I'm not really feeling Contessa. I'm not really feeling the storyline. And I for darn sure did not like her antics on Watch What Happens Live last night. You can definitely, see the clip on the Jasmine brand. I saw that there. I believe Shade Room reposted it, as well as the Neighborhood Talk. They reposted it on Instagram, where you can see exactly what Dr. Contessa said as Andy asked, how they feel about it. It didn't have to go that route. I just feel like she went too hard because she's looking for beef, because she want to stay relevant while the show is on a hiatus. I don't know. She don't need the money. She does not need the money. And I'm not saying I'm in somebody's financial situation, but you and your husband are doctors. You both live in a nice mansion in Buckhead. And I know where they live, because they used to live in my neighborhood. We shopped at the same Publix. So, I didn't live in a mansion. I actually lived in an apartment in the neighborhood. But I know the neighborhood where they lived. if you were to, you know, take the street from my apartment and turn down the first street to the right that you see, as you follow that trail, you'll see lavish houses back there. As a matter of fact, Phelan and Simon's listed home that they filmed in, but they listed it, is back there as well. So, but yeah, the neighborhood Publix was the same Publix that I would go to, and they don't need this little check, because we know she's not the highest paid on Married to Medicine. Toya's been there for a long time, and I think Toya let it be known that she made like what, $250,000 a season. I could be a little off, but if that's what Toya's making, being there from the first season, and she does always have something going on, whether it's finances or issue with somebody, she's making one of the higher paychecks on the show. So we know Dr. Contessa, who hasn't really been bringing much to the show, isn't really making as much as a Toya. So I'm not understanding, why you would sacrifice your marriage and even say your child said those things on this show, for a storyline, because the cameras are still there. I also saw where on last night's episode, she, Quad and Heavenly were in her room talking to her and her husband, and it was being filmed. If I'm seriously having an issue with my husband and I want to resolve it, I think I'd be too much in pain to make sure that it's on film, much less let my friends come in and chastise, my husband and get in between. I don't know. It's just a little random for me. Again, this is reality TV. They could be happy laying in bed together laughing, counting their money right now. I don't know. But I knew I did not like her coming after Porsha the way she did. It just seemed so calculated, and I just want to give my opinion on that. So thank y'all for tuning in, watching this. I'm going to have another video soon. You might see me with the same outfit on. But I just really wanted to get on here and address that in this one particular video. I just don't think the storyline is real, and it ain't giving what it was supposed to give. Okay? All right. Bye, y'all. Drop some angels in the chat. Subscribe, like, share this video. Dislike the video if you disagree with me. I don't care. Comment. I comment back. All right? See y'all later, angels.